Behind him, the trees groaned. Korra appeared with a dozen warriors, not charging, not roaring, just watching. Their silence louder than any growl. Nia circled wide behind the machines. Rava swung in the branches above Shore's side, finally raising his head. "You must be the Jungle Boy," he said. "The one in the videos." Luma stepped forward. "His name is Rue. I don't care what he calls himself. This place is scheduled for development. We've got minerals in that ridge worth more than all the fruit in this forest." He tapped the base of a towering tree. "Unless you've got a deed. Step aside." Rue looked past Shore at the felled tree. Its roots bled sap. Its trunk leaned, as if still trying to stand. He placed a hand on its bark and whispered something only the jungle could hear. Then he turned back. "We made a treaty," Rue said. "This jungle was to be protected." Shore smirked. "Treaties aren't laws, they are to us." That was when the second crawler roared to life deeper in the jungle, and a second sacred tree fell. This one was different. Larger, wiser. The elder Mahua, its trunk bore carvings, stories etched in centuries. The rise of the rain gods, the story of the first ape fire, the spiral of balance. Its fall was not loud, it was final. The jungle didn't scream, it shuddered. Then came the silence, and then the vines attacked. Not by magic, not by spell, by instinct. Roots lashed out, pulled the crawler sideways. One of the machines sparked, screeched, and tumbled onto its side. Birds dive-bombed the site, claws raking against helmets. Monkeys screamed. In chorus, ants swarmed tires. The jungle was not passive anymore. It had made its decision. Director Shore screamed for retreat, but the jungle wasn't letting go. Rava leaped from the trees and landed beside Rue. "They've stirred something," he said. "Something old." From the north, a deep bellow echoed, not animal, but not human either. A sound from beneath the roots. Rue turned to Luma. "We're not just fighting machines now," he said. "We're fighting memory." Back at the listening post, Mata met them in silence. The apes had gathered, not in fear, in readiness. Korra stepped beside Rue, for the first time without challenge. "They killed a tree of stories," she said. "We can't unsee that." Rue nodded. "The treaty is broken." Later that night, under torchlight and stars, Rue carved a new symbol into the sacred stone of the cliffs beside the old laws. It was not a warning. It was a mark of return, a call to the jungle's first protectors, the ones who had vanished into myth, the ones who whispered in the vines, the ones even apes had forgotten. A new force was rising, and Rue would need them all. Jungleborn Act 2, Scene 3. The Ancients Awakened. Cinematic prose. Scene duration 16 to 18 mins. The jungle had grown quiet again, but not with peace, with waiting. A silence thick with breath held between heartbeats. The animals moved differently, tighter paths, smaller sounds, heads low, eyes always glancing upward. The trees whispered in a language only the oldest beings could still understand, and deep within that language was a name. The Guardians. Rue stood at the base of the fallen elder Mahua. Its bark still wept sap, thick, golden, ancient. Insects dared not feed from it. Birds dared not land. The roots reached into the ground like arms trying to rise from a grave. "This wasn't just a tree," Luma said softly. Rue nodded. "It was a memory." Mata approached from behind, his steps unusually hesitant. "There is a place," he said, "beyond the roots, older than even I remember." Rue turned where Mata hesitated, north of the hollow below, past the spiral gorge, into the foglands where the jungle ends. Rava asked, crouching overhead. "No," Mata said. "Where the jungle begins again." Rue met Luma's eyes. They knew what they had to do. They left before dawn. Rue, Luma, Nia, and Rava alone. No warriors, no council, no safety net. The spiral gorge was a place of myth, a wound carved in the jungle by an ancient skybolt, or so the story went. The land sloped into a jagged canyon, lined with trees twisted into spirals, as if something beneath the earth had turned the forest like a key dot as they crossed it. The wind stopped, not slowed, stopped completely. Even Luma, used to the jungle's moods by now, felt the hairs on her arms rise. "I don't like this," she whispered. Rue said. "Means it's real." The foglands were worse. A floor of moss and stone, a ceiling of gray mist. No birds, no bugs, no breeze. Just silence. Even Nia the Fearless moved cautiously. And then they heard it. Not footsteps, not growls. Breath. Not of man, not of beast. But of something watching. At the heart of the fogland stood a massive tree, leafless, petrified, ringed by symbols older than writing. Its bark was carved, with dozens of spirals, each pointing inward toward a dark knot in the center. Ju stepped forward and placed his palm on it, and the ground opened. They fell not down but through memory, through lightless space, through something that wasn't time but felt like it, and then they landed softly on damp stone, lit by bioluminescent moss. The chamber below the jungle pulsed with a low hum. Vines grew along the walls, forming symbols and sigils. Pools of still water reflected no light, only shadows of what had passed. And at the far end, they waited. The Guardians. 4 of them, towering, unreal, one shaped like a lion, made not of flesh but of bark and gold leaf mane. eyes glowing amber, one like a serpent, covered in stone scales and adorned with mossy jewels, one like an owl, wings stretched and made of woven feathers and smoke, one like a giant ape, yet faceless, draped in vines that whispered